Hey everyone, how is everyone doing on this Tuesday night? As usual, I'm doing my podcast now on Tuesdays because Mondays I usually go for football to Green Hook, but actually I didn't go yesterday. I was asking a couple of my friends, and it was already kind of late. And so I watched the game, Cowboys and who was that? Cowboys and Rams, or no, Bengals. All right, Dallas Cowboys and Bengals game, Cincinnati Bengals game from home yesterday. I think I bet some money, like $10 on each, and I think I won one of them. Money line, I think, other spread, right? Interesting game, you know. Obviously, everyone likes the games which are closer to the finish line, sir. No, when there's competition, right? So if it's a one-sided fucking game, then what's the point, right? It's like 30 versus 6 or 0. That's not even a fucking game. All right, so I was home. Had my leftovers, obviously, right? Not leftovers, sir. I actually went to it's Tuesdays. I went to my sciatica therapy, right? To the chiropractor, physical therapy, and all that decompression and all that, right? Because it has been actually gotten worse. I don't know. I think it's just the fucking weather, and so I'm doing a little more aggressive, and then I have an appointment without disclosing my fucking medical you know issues and all that, right? Appointments. I had to see a doctor this month, surgeon, for that epidural injection. I need to get that. I feel like, because I think there's a lot of inflammation in the fucking nerve. It has been like this for 9 months, because the fucking that annular space, right, where the nerve comes out of the spine, right, that disc right there is pinching on it. So when the nerve is constantly getting pinched, then the nerve gets inflamed. All right, which is not good, because then that nerve carries the signal, not only signal the signal for the sense, the pain and the hot and cold and all that, right? Not only that, but it also has, I believe, the control nerves, you know, and that's not good, So I have to basically get that cortisol, and then I think I'm also going to get the PRP, which is the plasma rich platelets treatment into the muscle in the back. All right, not into the fucking bone. You know, so I'm hoping that will give me some relief, because I have heard some good things about PRP. Cortisol is just basically, it numbs you for like, I think 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and then you're back to fucking being in pain, right? And I've been procrastinating this for months and months now, because I was traveling outside, meeting my wife and all that, right? And then the other fucking problem is that, you talk to people who have had this issue, and then the other people who had a similar but not exactly the same issue. They all give you different fucking opinion, right? And, you have to stick with what your fucking surgeon told you, sir. That's what it is. And so I'm going to do that, the cortisol shot, and after that, 3 to 4 weeks, because I had a consultation with one of the nurses here at the chiropractor, right? for PRP. So I have to get the fucking cortisol first, wait, and then get the PRP. All right? All right, sir. That's the fucking reality of life. It also has been reminding me of my own fucking mortality, to be honest with you. We are um, we are not here forever, and that's the whole fucking point. Because before that, if you'd never had any like health issues, right? Something like this, which is constant fucking pain, uh, then you're sort of like healthy, right? And you're just living your normal life as you're going to live here forever. you know so just to finish my point, yeah, it also makes you depressed. Constant pain that you feel every second of the night. I live another life. Whose song is that? um and it has been worse, especially during sleep. Means I can't sleep because of the fucking pain. I basically just roll in the fucking bed from one side to the other, and then I twist. I mean, in whatever position, it just fucking constant pain is there. So, and I don't want to take that fucking gabapentin, that the doctor gave me for the nerve pain. I mean, gabapentin does not have a lot of side effects, but it's still a fucking pharmaceutical. It affects on your nerve, means it affects on your fucking brain and all that, right? All right, everyone. So that's it. Let's change the gears here, because it is what it is. But you know, I have to deal with it. I can't just live with this pain forever. You know, which is not good. Any pain, if you don't deal with it in your body, it's going to basically quadruple, right? At some point in time. Exactly. So, um, like I said, nobody should have to deal with any pain, any body pain, including fucking sciatica. Sciatica sucks. And I hope, every one of you out there is in good health and, good spirits, because it just, I don't know, another friend of mine that actually I met here at one of the bars, and he's an older guy, and, he was telling us that he had to do like the fucking the whole like dental work. And I was we were on the group text, and I was like, man, I've been also procrastinating that fucking thing, right? Going to the dentist. At least for cleaning, I should go once every year at least. And then because I'm not fucking in my 20s. I mean, I brush my teeth, but we have good teeth. The first dentist I actually had dental work with up in Westchester when I was living up there, right? He said, man, you guys have the best teeth, but your gums suck. You know, yeah, I know that. Because up in the mountains, nobody actually really, like when we were young, nobody actually, told us, or it was not a thing for kids to brush their teeth every fucking day. And obviously, because that was a fucking third world country, right? Back in the days, I'm talking about 70s and 80s, right? And every one of you who have kids, obviously, you have to tell your kids to brush their teeth morning and at night. Fuck it. I'm not talking about young kids who haven't lost their what are those teeth called? The virgin teeth. right? And teen, especially in your when you get into your teens, you gotta take care of your fucking teeth. All right. Um, am I gonna turn my podcast into some sort of a medical dilemma, or my own fucking whining and moaning and talking about the fucking pain as it is? But I mean, I think it's my body is telling me, hey man, you gotta deal with this. All right, you gotta fucking deal with this. I mean, twice a week I go to therapy, but that's not helping me. So I got to fucking do something. All right, sir. You spoke or spoke. All right. We get to a point. You are in pain and you gotta deal with it. All right. And again, I hope, I assume, presume you all out there are in good health. Importante. All right. Um, I think the other problem for me has been that I again, I think I said this many times. I beat my body, just like those 12-hour hikes, really really tough hikes, and I don't have a lot of muscle. So I don't have a lot of muscle, so it's just all bones. And because muscles also hold the bones in place, right? So if I have fucking played 12 holes of golf a day, and then I go out and then I ended up in some fucking what do you call a DJ event, and where I'm dancing, right? I think that's what happened that night. Me and my friend, we went to fucking golfing, and then I mean, this happened after that, and then we went to one of the regular bars here, and then we realized it was one of those nights where they had a DJ and everyone was dancing, and then we were just like fucking, shaking our hips too, right? And then like, yeah, that's the fucking problem, right? I don't know. I mean, I can't say that because it can't just, just dancing can't. One night of dancing and one day of fucking golf doesn't cause sciatica, all of a sudden. I think it was just months and months of like, also, I was talking to one of the therapists today, and he told me, he was asking me, hey, so how's your couch? I'm like, it's very soft, and I used to actually sleep on this fucking couch. All right. So that's, see, for months and months. Because I couldn't sleep in the fucking bedroom. I still sleep in, on the floor, you know, because of the noise from the Sims factory, right, in the bedroom, which I have to deal with after my wife comes here. We have to do something, because then she's not going to sleep in the fucking living room, you know. Or both of us, we have to do something so that that fucking noise, you know, doesn't affect us, In any case, all right, everyone. I guess I'm just too complaining too fucking too much because of this sciatic fucking, Jesus. All right, everyone. What else is going on? So this whole thing with this fucking kid who actually terrorized the whole fucking city. I had to go on Twitter and for 3 4 days. Remember that fucking shooting with that United Healthcare CEO, whatever who he was, right? So this guy basically just shoots some big shot, and then disappears for days and days, and they can't find him, right? And everybody's talking about that. I don't want to talk about that, but I guess I had to say something. Was he disgruntled, or because everybody I was thinking, and this is what I was thinking. What I realized, this guy must have actually had somebody died in his family because the health insurance didn't pay for it or some shit. So he had a lot of disgruntledness, sorry, is that even a word, against this guy, right? But no, this guy, this guy who actually shot the United Healthcare CEO, he was from a wealthy family, went to fucking Ivy League school and all that jazz, right? I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Everybody's basically saying the same thing. What the fuck? Did he have some fucking agenda? Why? I mean, why this guy, right? Something must have happened. But in any case, I just fucking, it was basically just constantly in the fucking news, and it was just like bugging everyone on the fucking, everybody was talking about that. I'm like, fuck this dude. But in any case, that's the state of things in this city now, city of New York, and all these other big fucking cities. I think they have their own fucking problems, same more or less same problems, right? Crime and all that bullshit, right? In any case, all right, I am not saying that everything has to be hunky dory, everything has to be perfect. You know how the Scandinavians say, right? And I bash them all the fucking time when they say, "Oh, we are the happiest, people on earth. We don't have any problems." Oh yeah, you got big problems. You know what your problem is? Scandinavia is in the fucking northern hemisphere, the north. It's one of the most depressing places to live. All right. If you put me there, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. My brother, has been living there for 15, 16 years. He raised a family there, but he probably got used to it. Probably at some point in time, he's like, fuck this, right? But for me, for you to put me into a fucking dark, fucking cold country where it's dark for like, 9 months or whatever, 8 months, right? And you don't see the fucking sun for more than 2 to 3 hours a day, right? That will basically, and then the fucking cold, right? That will make me extremely depressed. What the fuck are these talking about? They are that's the happiest. No, even this fucking cold in here, and the fact that it gets dark at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right, makes me depressed. And just imagine like Scandinavia is like 6 times, right? Why am I bashing Scandinavia? All right. The point I'm trying to make is that, yeah, no society is perfect, but being in a country like United States, right? One of the richest countries, should be peaceful, right? Should be more peaceful. But then, hey, also have fucking problems. I'm not talking about, look what happened in fucking Middle East. Middle East is now blowing up. Look what happened in fucking Syria, right? The guy has fled to Russia apparently, and I don't know. I'm just hoping that us Americans, do not get involved in another fucking, never ending fucking war. All right? 20 years of that fucking agony. Remember? After 9/11? Oh my fucking God, dude. And the money wasted and the fucking resources, so many, people got killed. Our own fucking soldiers, they came back with all the PTSD, they can't survive. You know, it's just a fucking war is a fucking shit show. All right. If anything, we should be ending all the fucking wars, you know, and move the whole fucking human society, civilization towards some general peaceful direction. All right. Oh my God. Okay, so I guess I just sounded like a fucking, someone that actually just talks. You know. Well, I guess that's all I'm doing, sir. What else can I do? Talk. All right. So, uh, in the grand scheme of things, peace is obviously good for the economy, good for the world, good for everybody, right? about the aliens, sir? What about the aliens? Um, no, aliens have nothing to do with this. No aliens are here. Never visited us. That point is a mute. All right, that's a fucking mute point. All right. So let's just stick with human problems, human civilization. All right, on this earth, our 1099 fucking problems. Well, let's talk about something more positive. All right, let's just fucking talk about. All right, you know what? It's holidays, everyone. Start buying the fucking gifts. I don't know, but that's Christmas. All right. Am I going to give any gifts to anyone? I mean, I sent some money to my family, and in the spirit of holidays, obviously, right? And hear me out. I think this is what it is. If you're not happy in your own fucking skin and in your own state of life and state of mind, and you cannot basically bring happiness to others. All right. I mean, unless you're suppressing your fucking unhappiness and acting like you don't have any problems, right? Sometimes I think I do that. Well, actually, I'm the opposite. Am I the opposite? I have no fucking idea. I think I complain too much. Yeah, I need to have some fucking calmness too, right? Calmness in my fucking life. Obviously, everybody does. Peacefulness, calmness, some happiness, degree of satisfaction. Right. So, what's the point I'm trying to make here? Uh, I think every one of us should be actually able to live the life that we deserve. That's it. And then you work towards it, and then hopefully you get there, right? Somehow you get there. And I'm sorry, but my fucking foot is like it's giving me a fucking pain, my legs. So I had to basically spread it on the fucking table for a second. I'm sorry, I apologize. So, uh, what else is going on, huh? Well, December 15th, not 15th, sorry, 10th, December 10th, and I can't believe 2024 is gone, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not planning, anytime soon. I'm just waiting for, my wife's case, and let's see, hopefully, keep us in your, well wishes and prayers, whatever. And, I thank you for all of you who have supported me and her, in many ways, including my own family, my close friends, because it's one thing to actually live alone, and you are alone, right? Means you are not in a relationship, and this is how it is, and maybe you're okay with that, living like that, but now I'm married. I've been married for 2 years, over 2 years now, and then this is the time you should be together, right? Yes. All right. Life has to actually, what the fuck am I saying about life? Am I babbling? Life has to be somehow fulfilling. Fulfilling to a point where you have a yacht, just like Bezos. You have a house in the wilderness of fucking Colorado. You have a house in the Caribbean. You have a private jet. And would that actually make you happy? I mean, who doesn't want all these, all right? It will give you, if you can afford all those, without breaking the fucking bank, right? Or without running a Ponzi scheme, right? Be my guest. Invite me to your not watch, sir, to a riach party, right? Our party in the fucking Caribbean. But life has to be lived fulfillingly in, I think, in a balanced way, balance of life. See, you're working fucking 8 hours, right, for 5 days. You come home. Either you're a cog in the wheel, means you are just some lonely person, just like I am for now, right? Have been for 20 fucking years, some odd fucking years, being a cog in the wheel. Never really had a relationship, and I mean, I can give you 1,000 reasons for why not, and my own, shortcomings are just fucking, no relationships, no woman up here in Northeast, right? Everybody has an attitude, and 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 so you are a cog in the wheel, right? You 5 days, you working and whatever, and then you come home and it's the same fucking life. And then what do? Like, okay, comes weekend, then what? Comes weekend, and then you know you work hard and party hard, sir. Yeah, you can do that when you're in your 20s and 30s, I think. But I think the life's priorities change, and somehow as you grow older, somehow 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 the lifestyle, unless you have a really like weird lifestyle, means you are just into, let's say, fucking playing video games like 4 hours a day, right? You can't get out of that fucking whatever addiction, right? Or you know some other way of like living life that you have been living forever. Obviously, other than that, you are a normal person living a normal life, except you may be lonely, which may be fine. And for you, for many people, but then comes weekend, right? What do you look forward to? That's the balance of life, right? You want to hang out with your, I don't know, family or your friends, or uh, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, you know, like people like Jeff Bezos and all these people who have everything in terms of, like financially and all that, right? Successful. And they are living a, what do you call a life of perfection. I'm not saying that. There's always fucking dissatisfaction in life, and that's our fucking human nature. That's our childish fucking human nature. And um if anything, I mean, I'm learning to basically, I'm learning to be a little more grateful for what I have. I mean, I work hard, and I don't have a lot of discipline, but I do have a little bit of discipline which I stick with, but then I'm not a stickler either. Um, uh, you always, you always want to change things positively, so you can basically, you know, uh, life in a more peaceful way, right? It's a more like calm way, and I think that's what I'm trying to say is that with age, naturally, your way of living life, your lifestyle and all that, naturally, basically, what is that term? Screens out all the bullshit, with age, all right? So naturally, things get prioritized for you. Okay, I want to do this. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't be out for, fucking, until 1 o'clock in the morning, except maybe once in a blue moon, I should do that. Have fun, have, excuse me, laughs with friends, have, uh, but don't be a fucking party animal, you know. And and I like to do things that actually make me a little happier. Which hobbies, obviously, hobbies, your work, your family, immediate family, your friends, right? These are the balances of life. And then you want to travel, and many of us, we don't have that here, which sucks, which fucking sucks. um and That actually means that we're living some sort of a compromised life, many of us, and but then, hey, life, I think, is a compromise to an extent, but we shouldn't compromise on things that we want to have in our lives. And you're not basically robbing a bank or shooting anyone, right? To have those, like, satisfaction, so have those in our lives, and we should work for that. And then I think, I'm like, for my own sake, I mean, don't I wish that I could just hit a jackpot, and so I don't have to worry about fucking, bills and and all that, right? uh but then, um obviously, that's, I mean, that's one aspect, right? And then, okay, so just, okay, all right, so that's in theory, right? Let's assume that I do hit a jackpot where I basically, somehow I get a bigger project or something happens, and somehow the alchemy of something, and then I figure out something. What the fuck am I saying? Alchemy of things and figure out something. I figure out something and I come up with some sort of a new idea, right? Where I can sell it to investor, whatever, right? Although it's too fucking late. I just don't have time to, like, to even think along those lines. I mean, those were the days in my 30s, which I basically fucking spent partying in fucking New York, because your priority was, oh, trying to get in a relationship, and that just fucking was the always the fucking issue, right? Especially weekends. In any case, all right, so let's just say that that's my, like, financial aspects. I'm okay. I'm not saying that I'm gonna win the fucking gazillion-dollar lottery, right? But let's say that I have that. So then what's next? All right, what are you going to do, sir? Are you going to basically do something else to make yourself a little more happier, live a little more satisfactory life? So, I mean, what do you want to do? I mean, private pilot license. The other day, somebody was saying on Joe Rogan's podcast, all right? So remember the personal drones and flying cars and all that? 'Cause there's a topic near and dear to my heart, right? So this guy Mark Anderson, all right, on Joe Rogan's podcast, they were talking about how China is actually is at the forefront, and some other countries are at the forefront of coming up with, like, personal drone technologies, right? Where you can actually have a personal vehicle. personal, what is it called? Aerial, not aerial, it's a personal like flying vehicle. There's a fucking term for that, right? Electric, whatever the fuck, right? And so America is not at the forefront of this technology. I think I told you Arkansas, I think, was trying to do that, but for some fucking reason FAA probably just shut them down, right? So these companies are not making these fucking drones for personal use, right? Because FAA requires a private pilot license for that to fly those, right? Which I agree with FAA. I'm not disagree that if you have to basically have a driving license to basically drive a car, you should have some sort of a pilot license to fly those fucking drones, right? I'm not saying that you should get a private pilot license to fly a fucking commercial airliner in order to fly a tiny fucking dingy drone, right? I think FAA has to somehow come up with new fucking regulations for flying drones. All right, that's what it is. Just like, for example, you have what do you call? Just like you have the for driving, like huge trucks and big fucking buses and all that, right? Commercial license, right? So those are not like you have a driving license for a passenger car, right? I think that's what it should be. So drones should be basically, if I'm going to fucking construction site A, right, in my fucking drone, just like I'm driving, right? Oh shit, I have to go to a construction site tomorrow. Speaking of which, I had to put the fucking alarm on, right? Uh, why do I have to have a fucking like 40 hours, 50 hours of fucking flying hours, right? Why do I have to actually pass that fucking exam, right? FAA exam, whatever the hell it is, right? They should come up with like a different exam, a little more lenient, and maybe 20 hours. And you know what? Well, you know what? You should, if you're gonna fly a fucking drone, then you should basically train and get the hours on the fucking drone. See, we are not even there. This is why humans, we in the past 30 years, 40 years have focused on fucking social media, fucking internet first, and then all this YouTube and all these fucking social media has consumed us as if we are in a fucking black hole and we have not been able to do the fucking space travel, right? No progress was made in the past fucking 70 years. Since Neil Armstrong and what's the other guy, Buzz Aldrin, actually landed on the fucking moon, right? And don't tell me that they never got to the moon. Yeah, they got to the moon, all right? I don't believe that fucking conspiracy theory, right? All you lunatics out there have. Oh, that was in some fucking, desert in Nevada. No, it wasn't, all right? So, yeah, we haven't made progress parallel to the internet and everything else came email, the fucking iPhones and the fucking all these things, which now we are so dependent on. Now, there's the other fucking problem. We are so dependent on these fucking things. I mean, mark my word. You think you can actually live without your iPhone or your whatever phone for a day? I don't think so. See that? Uh, so I think that's going to be, and I think that is becoming the biggest therapy. Hey man, can you just put your fucking phone down for like 15 minutes, 30 minutes? Just go out and just don't drink too much, but just sit down at the bar and just talk to someone, or go out with a friend and just talk, socialize, right? Or be with your significant other, right? And don't look at the fucking phone. It's not going anywhere, unless you have to, obviously check your emails or whatever, right? Downtime. I'm talking about you during your downtime, right? So that's what has consumed us in the past fucking 30 years. Unbelievable. 30, 40 years, whatever the fuck it is, right? And I mean, we got people like Elon Musk who are doing all the work, leg work and everything. I'm not saying that he's not doing that for his own, milking the fucking cow with SpaceX. Obviously, he has to make money, right? But at least he's a private company who is taking initiative to take people to moon and humans to moon and Mars, and after all, we are explorers, you know. And then the personal flight, that's very important too. Because I mean, I say this all the fucking time. Why do I have to drive hours and hours in this fucking traffic? When I can get to my construction sites in 15 minutes, right? Remember all those fucking space opera movies, right? Even like Star Wars is the biggest space opera, right? Where you are in Tatooine or whatever the fuck, right? Remember the first one, episode first, right? Where they have, all these fucking huge buildings. Obviously, there's all CGI, and you see all these fucking flying cars and left and right, and all these fucking, aliens, and with weird heads and 6 fucking eyes and 11 ears, right? And 17 fucking legs and arms, right? In addition to the humans on the same fucking planet, because we are so diverse. um I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but that's going to happen at some point in time. Somebody's going to say, fuck this. I'm not getting stuck in this fucking traffic for hours and hours. So we got to come up with with flying cars, personal flying cars, FAA and everything, DOT, whatever, transportation. They have to come up with the fucking rules and regulations. All right, and and I'm hoping that happens. All right, in my lifetime. All right, this fucking sciatica doesn't kill me. Um, all right. So in any case, it's 11 o'clock, everyone, and I presume you're having a great week, start of the week. And what am I doing for holidays? I have no fucking idea. Nobody has invited me. I'm not expecting anyone to invite me. Doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I have some family friends down in Orlando. I actually texted them that I might actually go down to Orlando for Christmas, but I don't know yet. We'll see. Uh, my wife, she's gonna shoot me with a shotgun if I tell her, right? But we'll see. I mean, if I get a cheap flight, although holidays is not a cheap flight, never is a fucking cheap flight during holidays, right? To Orlando. I might go down there for like just the weekend, that long weekend, right? And then also go to fucking Disney or one of those, right? Problem is that I wish I could play some golf, but I can't. It's the fucking problem. It's nice down there right now. Up here is fucking, it's frozen tundra now. Although today and yesterday was not that bad. It was just fucking wet. All right. So let's see. I I wish that I could actually spend, not holidays. I'm not concerned too much. But the every fucking day. Holiday is what, like Christmas, and then the fucking New Year's, right? New Year's basically you just party or you do whatever, right? Go out or or whatever. But then, uh, what comes after is the most fucking depressing time up in New York. Up here in New York, New Jersey, because everybody's gone. It's like, oh shit. I'm not saying that that actually makes me depressed, but also the fucking, weather actually gets worse in January and February, Because right now, this actually feels like November. It feels like November more than fucking December, right? But then it is going to get extremely fucking cold. And if it goes to that temperature, I think last year I did that. I fled. I fled as if I fled from fucking, enemies coming after me, right? I fled to fucking, Orlando. God, it was just too fucking cold up here. It was a cold wave coming up. And it's something like right after New Year's. And if something like that happens, I'm gonna say fuck this. I'm going to basically just move down, for I don't know 3 4 weeks, down to Orlando or maybe fucking West Palm Beach or Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale, sir. All right. I mean, I would rather want to be with my wife and my family, during these holidays. But then it's a hike to go there, and I don't think she wants me there now because now that we are hoping to hear something for her case, immigration case, right? So, uh, yeah, I wish that she was here, or then I would have invited some people, for whatever Christmas. I could have cooked something, some good food. We were, but in any case, all right, everyone. 47 minutes. What else? What else is going on? Okay, so I watched the remaining episodes. Actually, that show Linus ended with Zoe Saldana. Remember Special Ops? Fucking that show. Season 2 is over, and then I watched the Yellowstone. I think it's still going on. The other one I'm watching is Landman and the fucking Silo. All right. But I have that personality where if I can't sleep, then I'm gonna watch all of those back to back, right? So, and then the movies, I don't. I mean, Gladiator. Some of my friends actually have seen it in the fucking cinema. I don't know. I don't want to go to cinema, especially by myself, and like fucking watching movie. I'm not doing that. All right. Even that cinemas like I pick, which are really nice with reclining seats, right? That actually bring food and drinks and everything, right? I'm not fucking doing that. I'll watch Gladiator when it comes to streaming. All right. There's nothing else. I don't think there are any fucking movies coming up. I mean, although holidays, there should be movies coming up, right? Holiday blockbuster movies. Uh, oh, there's a new Star Wars actually show with Jude Law. I think I'm gonna watch that second episode, third episode, whatever the hell it is, right? Uh, Holiday movies. It's who's that? The Night Before. What the fuck is that? Oh my god, that's like Christmas movies are. Um, 2024, because this is showing me like movies from 2004. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. Oh, there's a movie called Red One. Red One has an ensemble cast. Oh, wait. It was released on November 15th. It has, what's his name? The guy Simmons. Rock is in there. Chris Evans in there. This is just a huge fucking cast, but I think it's kind of an action comedy. Oh yeah, it's one of those action comedy movies. Oh, I like those. Mm. So I'll probably watch that uh, whenever it comes on to the fucking streaming. Right? J.K. Simmons, yeah, J.K. Simmons, Chris Evans, uh, Dwayne Rock Johnson. I think there's. I mean, there's. Yeah, I don't. I mean, there are no fucking other movies really coming out to the market unless what's his name, Tom Cruise makes one of his fucking Mission Impossible ones, right? Or another Avatar comes onto the fucking scene, right? Navi people, remember? Obviously, I watch those movies for the graphics and the fucking the CGI, basically graphics, Uh, especially if you watch those movies in 3D, those are fucking amazing. Uh, Netflix, I fucking hate Netflix, to be honest with you. There's really nothing usually on Netflix, honestly, that is not like 10 years old, And there are some new shows, I think, but I don't know. Those are not my type. I mean, I'm a science fiction guy, to be honest with you, futuristic, And Silo is a science fiction, although it's in a fucking underground, depressing, I mean, just from the name of the word silo, right? Oh, you're in a fucking silo, you know. And so I was looking at actually, the cinema actually. Not that I'm gonna go to fucking cinema. In any case, there are some other movies. Wicked is another one, right? I don't want to fucking watch. I don't know. I don't think it's my type, anyways. All right. Um, and really, I don't think there are any other fucking movies. I'll figure out, right? All right, everyone. What else is going on? Clinton Tarantino was on Joe Rogan's podcast. I was just listening to them. Is he making another movie? That's why he's on Joe Rogan because he's promoting it. Probably, right? Because Joe Rogan has like 60 million people, his followers, right? All right, everyone. So I'm going to sound fucking boring, all right? Because I don't really have anything else to discuss. I mean, what else? What else am I going to discuss? Um, yeah. So balanced life. I think again, this is for my own self. Okay, I'm not preaching to any fucking choirs. I had to preach to myself first. All right. Charity starts at home, sir. Um, I my problem is that sometimes I feel like the whole world has gone, fucking alienated me and this and that, right? Yeah, I mean, sometimes, occasionally on, I don't go ballistic on text messages with people, but it's sometimes, it's just a reaction to something, and yeah, I need to keep it calm, and I don't do that anymore. But years and years of fucking like isolation and all that has just also made me, sort of, and then on top of this, fucking sciatica has sort of like made me sort of like worked up, what the fuck, so I apologize if I said anything to anyone, but I hope I didn't. All right. And we gotta keep the life going. We gotta keep everything moving, our own in our own lives, improve ourselves, and keep ourselves happy, satisfied, to a point where we say, all right, now maybe I can help somebody, right? Unless you are a messiah and you don't give a fuck about your own, you are okay, but it doesn't work that way, all right? I think I said this in my last podcast. If you're going to become a messiah or monk, basically you're jumping from step 1 to 10, skipping step 2 all the way through 9. All right, you can't do that. You have to have your own life in some sort of a mode of whatever it is that you want in your life. Whether you want to have a family, or maybe you want to have a kid, I don't know, maybe you want to make a little more money, or buy an apartment, or save some money and buy an apartment, whatever, right? Or maybe you want to move somewhere, you know I wish I could be down in, again, Florida, from January until like fucking end of April, right? um but life just moves on. Remember, I mean, if life doesn't, like, the time doesn't stop, life doesn't stop, technology is never stopping, you know but at the same time, we have to keep our human instincts, human fucking primal, nature, solid, because otherwise, I don't want to be integrated with some fucking motherboard on a computer. All right, that's not how it works. Our motherboard in our fucking brain is yeah, you can say, it's based on electrochemical signals, and that's how everything works, right? Yeah, but ours is much more advanced, right? It's based on biology, and as opposed to fucking wires, and soldered whatever chips and all that fucking bullshit, right? Metals and plastic, right? But the software, I think we are integrating into this, or it is integrating us into it, one or the other, right? It's like you create something for your own benefit, and then it starts basically making you dependent on it, right? And that's what's happening. I mean, I think, unless it's absolutely, I shouldn't say that, because if I said that, listen, man, you should not use the phone until absolutely necessary, then what do you do? All right. Well, you got to listen to news. You got to not listen to what, read news or whatever the book. Maybe you're reading a fucking book, or listen to an audio book, whatever the fuck it is, right? In any case, so that's it. I think without beating the dead horse too much, because I don't have. I mean, I just talk shit, and I don't have any agenda on my fucking podcast. Whatever in the natural flow of things I want to talk about, I will. And there's nothing really exciting happening right now, unless you're telling me that Elon Musk is basically in 6 months he's going to basically fly a ship to fucking moon or Mars or somebody else, right? With humanoid robots, then I would say, oh yes, these humans are making fucking progress. All right, everyone. Until that time, wake me up from the stasis, which I'm going to go into. No, I'm just gonna watch something, and then I'm just gonna pass the fuck out. All right. So I will see you all next Monday or Tuesday.